tuned for sports.
Keeping Score with Jess and Dean, the Dream.
It is Sunday, November 19th. Good morning, Dean.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Did you get your hair blown out?
I did. All right, so let's just start from the top here. We're taping this. We're not live here on Sunday, November 19th because I'm in Maine currently. I'm at a wedding.
Well, that's amazing. I'm sitting in front of you, but you're actually in Maine?
I am not here.
Incredible.
I just married my friends.
I love your body double.
My AI.
Well, hold on a second. You're qualified to marry people?
Yes.
Oh, that's like a justice of the peace type
Yes.
thing, right? So you married. Okay. It's interesting.
Yeah, isn't it? They'll give this card out to anybody.
I know. Well, I know nothing about any of this, but I don't know if it's an open bar there. But marry them first, and then go hit the goose.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Brought a whole bottle for the hotel room. Got goose, got nips. I did some Jack Fire in tribute to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So So that's. We're just gonna be honest with people. We are taping this on Thursday, November 16th. So I mean,
Tuxedo?
yes. I have to. I'm the officiant. Like there's God, and then me providing a ceremony.
Well,
Yeah, so it's a female tux. I'm not wearing it's like it's a very And we're not going to say what you said on the air. We need all the listeners we can get. We can't eliminate half
We've
of
had
them.
a lot of candidates for edits the last couple of weeks, but it seems like everything's gone through. So, speaking of, I know the tuxedo is going to be on Sunday, but obviously this is nice to see that you have the Bruins shirt that I got you at Second Time Around Sports.
It is so comfy. I absolutely love it.
Very nice, texture.
Yeah, it is.
Very nice. Little mashi and burgie and pasta.
Yeah, so I
Nice.
I really love it. It's very comfy. It was affordable, and you can get it at Second Time Around Sports. We got this in the Wakefield location, which just had their grand opening celebration.
Yeah.
Speaking of merch, here's the thing, people. If you want a hoodie, a crew, or a tee, Keeping Score merch, you need to get it in by Tuesday, November 21st, because we're trying to put it in a holiday order, because I want people to have it for the holidays. Like, I don't want to be take it on to the next year. So because the holidays are busy, you want a $45 hoodie, a $40 crew neck, or a $23 GOAT price t-shirt. Order it now. Either Venmo me or even do a DM or get in touch with one of us.
Yeah.
So we can put the order in on Tuesday, November 21st.
I told you I've been working hard for the cause.
I know you have.
Last Saturday I had a couple of sales come through, and I forwarded them to you. And of course, the Greek assassin in our pregame today, he called.
There was a lot of swears.
We put him on speaker, and like you asked him 4 times his size, he just keeps talking right over you.
He's like, I want a bleeping shit.
Yeah, I mean, like he's like, I'll do Venmo. Just make just give me. I'll give you the money. And all right.
He said Vimo, which was the biggest problem. So he knew he wasn't going to get it.
He went with what, the 3X?
He went 3X hoodie.
Okay. All right.
That's what we want. I don't know if he knows he can get a crew, but whatever. The hoodie seems to be the popular option.
Yeah.
So once again, get those in if you want them. And thank you to everyone that has already ordered. When I did post,
Becky looked great. She's sort of like the poster. She's sort of the model for.
She's our brand ambassador.
Yeah.
She gave herself the title. We're not paying her anything. We're just simply giving her free merch.
And you shouted out to Heather Santoro last week. Bought a couple. And of course, Karen Kay, who's an integral part of this show.
Yeah.
It's with all the production and
my friend Scott. I had mentioned Timmy. We have Droops. All the people we called out pretty much stepped up to the plate, and I really appreciate that. Fly Rye, he works at Hot 106. He got one. Yeah.
Fly Rye over here.
Fly Rye is awesome.
All right.
Oh my God, we love Fly Rye. So anyway, get those orders in. One other thing I want to mention before we get to the big show, because people are going to be like, what's this all about? We have a new feature here on Keeping Score with Jess and Dean. It is Godson's Games of the Week. So what's going to happen, he picks 5 games against the spread so you can bet a parlay.
Okay.
Because, you're not
a huge gambler.
Right, and I don't know how to gamble.
I've been doing my one pick every week.
And you've been very good.
4-1 so far, but obviously he's kind of big time in me here.
Yeah.
When I say he, you were a little vague about it. He actually is your godson?
Yes, he is my godson, Ralph.
Okay.
Ralph DeFanti.
Okay.
Yes. So he has experience in gambling. So he knows, he has experience in knowing how to maneuver.
So he does know his stuff. That wouldn't be Becky's husband, correct?
Yes, it would.
Okay, so he's your godson. That's a little odd, though. Like, aren't you old? Wait, hold on. Let me do the... All right, you're 4. I don't want to tip my hand over here, but you were born in 75. I've met him before years ago.
Yes.
So wait a minute, isn't he younger than you?
No, he's 51. He is my godson.
All right, it's an odd title.
Yeah.
I mean, all right.
Well, what happened was quick.
Yeah.
They had to get married. He didn't make his confirmation.
Marry them
No,
too?
I didn't marry them then. That was before the marrying thing. I had to be a godmother first.
All right.
And then we were drinking at Hot Club, and in order for them to get married, he had to make his confirmation. He needed a sponsor.
Yeah.
I said, please, let me be your sponsor. I made my confirmation.
Not
Let me
an
be your
AA sponsor.
Oh, no. We probably should have done that first, to be honest with you. Actually, that we probably should have
We're
done
not
that.
getting off the ground here.
So anyway,
But yeah.
I'm his godmother. So I said, let me be your godmother. He said, fine. And I sponsored him, and then he's probably going to sponsor us in AA.
When you said godson this morning, I'm thinking the kid's like 11 or something. I don't know.
He has a lot of experience.
Guy's 50, he's a half 100. What are we doing here?
Listen, that's why he has experience. That's why he's my godson.
No, he knows his stuff. I remember. I think
See?
actually, I want to say years ago, he may have called my show when I was out in Woonsocket, out in the
Really?
boonies. Yeah, you needed a good extension cord to hear the show, but he called in one time. I think
Probably.
he knows his stuff.
Yes.
I don't know if he got it through Becky, but I have a lot of history. Becky's a wonderful person.
Yes.
I don't know Ralph personally, but if he's got you for a godmother, you listen. He's
You know
all
he's the
set.
best.
And his godmother's marrying people. It's a lot of moving.
It is a lot of moving parts, and we just need to get to it. So anyway, buy your merch. My godson's making some picks,
Yeah.
and let's start this.
The
Let's
hair's
start this
blowing
thing.
out. You
It's
look
not. It's
great.
Thursday. Thank you.
Better
I know.
than the bun last week.
Get off my bun.
The bun was lame.
Shut up. Nice hat.
Henry hand down the tight end right. 3 receivers left. Play fake by Jones. Dropping back. Jumping.
Oh, Jones! No!
Interception. A back foot lob. And Blackman, who missed an opportunity for an end zone pick earlier, takes it away just short of the end zone. And the Colts take over inside the 5.
You got to make a move, Bill. You got to make a move. Bye week's here.
And here comes Bailey Zappi.
Let's go, kid.
To appear for the Patriots.
It's the right call to make here. The right call. I knew when the pick happened. Said you got to sit him down.
Now he's got a chance to engineer heroics. If he snaps it,
Faked it.
takes the snap, he faked it. He throws down the middle, passes intercepted. A break on the ball and an interception by Rodney Thomas. The Patriots tried to fake the spike. Zappi floated one down the middle, and Thomas read it all the way in center field. And the Colts are going to celebrate in Frankfurt.
We're heading to the bye, and it's time to make a switch.
All right, so we know what happened. I'm glad we obviously picked the Colts, but I mean, that was more of a mess than I anticipated. What do you think is going to happen after this bye? I mean, Mac Jones is rough.
Well, first of all, Zolak said that it was the right call. It was the only call. There weren't a lot of options there. You're seeing a Mac Jones that is defeated now mentally. This is not, he's made some mistakes. Obviously I've talked about the lollipop arm and the physical attributes that I believe he doesn't have, but this is a lot of mental stuff. I know he was 15 for 20, but it was awful. That pick was disgusting, okay? And it caught, every pick cost them big time. They just don't have the margin for error. When you've got 6 points on the board, that was a touchdown waiting to happen.
Of course.
And he couldn't make the play, and I think it was mental. And it's just right now, it's like, and again, I can't equate it to any other football players that I've seen or any other quarterbacks in my time watching football. I go to the baseball end of it, and you mentioned before in the pregame, this is Steve Sachs all over again.
Aren't you proud of me that I knew
I
exactly?
really am. Of course, the Yankees had a couple of guys that had the problem. Of course, Sachs. You had Chuck Knobloch, who couldn't throw it from second base. There was a guy named Steve Blass in the 70s with the Pirates, couldn't throw the ball to home plate. And, of course, the latest guy was Rick Ankiel, came up with the Cardinals, and it was just basket case city. It's sad. Because that's you root for a guy. You don't want to ever see that.
No, of course not.
Where the pitcher's on the mound, he could hurt someone. And, of course, Daniel Bod for the Red Sox had the yip. So this looks like the football version of it. And Mac Jones, I think, is checked. And I think he could still be serviceable holding a clipboard maybe for another team. But I'm saying right now, I even heard someone on a radio station as I'm driving in the car talking about they should just outright release him. Maybe he gets picked up because there's no trades now. If you release him, you throw him out on waivers. Deshaun Watson out for the year. Maybe he signs with like a Cleveland and can maybe help. I'm just saying a change of scenery. I think it's over. I don't know if he plays again for the Pats.
But there is no other. Zappy's not going to, and I was all about Zappy last year. I understand that, but he's not the option either. So we could put in Greer?
Yes, how about this? Just assume that Zappy, you've admitted that he's not the guy. All right, so you get that now.
You were right.
All right, and Mac's not the guy. Well, I didn't know. I wasn't sure. It's the third year. I was waiting to see. It's over. I'm checked out on Mac. So I'm figuring they cancel each other out. You go to the third guy who you've got there. He's practicing. He was terrific at West Virginia. I know that's college 4 or 5 years ago. He's been on some teams Carolina, the Cowboys. He's been in the league. What do you got to lose at this point?
Yeah,
You're 2-8. Maybe you catch lightning in a bottle. At least maybe you find out if he's decent, Jess. Maybe he's your next backup. The next quarterback's not there now, so at least maybe you get your backup, and maybe you get someone that could at least, he knows the system, and depending on what that system is a year from now and who's around. But Mac, I've seen enough, and Zappy, I'd go with the third guy right there.
So you think, because I have a lot of people, aka Nick, saying like it's not Mac's fault. He doesn't have an offensive line. He doesn't have an offensive coordinator. They haven't been consistent for so many years. Bill's not helping him out. Bill doesn't care about offense. They're just messing with his head. He actually does have the talent, but now they have taught him too many. Now he's just like he's gone back to being like
there is some credence. There is some credence to what you're saying.
So
but they have ruined this kid.
Yeah.
But he's checked. The bottom line is he can't play. That's a demanding position. It's probably the most demanding position in sports, the quarterback position. And if you're not on your game and you don't have it between the ears to play that position, you're gonna get hurt out there.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to do the job. It's just this thing is going sideways quick. This is the third year. I know 3 years, 3 coordinators. That's not his fault. But the bottom line is he can't play the position in New England. And whether they're in Germany, whether they're at Foxborough, whether they're on the road at New York,
Cranston Stadium,
whether they're in the Meadowlands in 2 weeks to play the Giants. I got to be honest with you, Jess. I love them this week, though. I really do. I love them. I'm saying they're
what time is the game again?
It's a lock, Jerry. It's a lock.
We totally got it. Oh, I missed it. So let's just hear from Mac Jones after the game in Germany.
Mac, what was your reaction to that decision?
Being benched.
Coaching staff.
I'm not sure. I think it's hard, right? It's a difficult situation, but at the end of the day, I really did want the team to win. I'll always be that person. And I know that we didn't win, so it's hard for everybody. But I have to play better to not even be in that situation. And it's not ideal for anybody, right? No one is going to do good in that situation. I mean, at the end of the day, I got to play better. So, to make people believe, you got to be better. So, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Do you still believe in yourself, Mac?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I put a lot of work into it. I got a lot of faith in myself, but there's just things I got to get fixed and just learn, right? Just keep learning and figure it out.
Listen, his voice is just you don't take direction from a guy like that. And I do feel bad. I don't believe he believes in himself, but he's going to say, no, I don't believe in myself. These coaches have destroyed me.
What's worse, when you have to hear me say, what are we doing over here? Or him saying at the end of the day. It's brutal.
It's just, and what I'm thinking right now is maybe Mac Jones is the most talented quarterback that the Patriots have, but he does not have his team behind him. I don't think the players want to fight for him because he's gone. I don't know how to describe this better than they want a man to go out there and just be like, get in your spots. This is where I'm going to throw you the ball and I'm going to deliver it to you. He's not that person. He's just like,
Yeah, it's it is.
What is Jess talking about, Mac Jones?
It's so disappointing. And just to hop off of Jones for a second, just to look at this team in whole, you look at the 3 aspects of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. Their defense showed up on Sunday in Germany, losing 10-6, despite the fact that, of course, J.C. Jackson was told to stay home. Jack Jones played 10 snaps and was waived the next day.
Bye.
Okay, now he's a Raider. He fits right in there with all the other troublesome guys that they've picked up over the years.
Yeah.
But you just look at this team, and then I look at special teams, Jess, from 2 weeks ago. We never even really hopped on it. That Washington game, you got the kid Brendan Schooler, who's one of their best special teamers. Kid with the long hair.
Yeah,
he's
had an attitude.
He's the next Matthew Slater, but he made 2 penalties that really kind of cost them the game. There was an offsides call on Mac Wilson went offsides on a neutral zone infraction. You just don't see this with Bill Belichick teams. This is on Bill. A lot of this is still on Bill. So when we want to hit Mac because you're looking for the scapegoat, it's the quarterback usually. But like I said, there's nobody behind him that's going to do even much of a better job. Like I said, I would give Greer a shot just because I don't know. I'd just like to see somebody else.
Right.
I've seen enough
Fresh
of Zach.
start.
Yeah, I've seen enough of everyone else. And I don't know, Mac may have taken his last snap. I don't know.
All right, so we're going to go with this. I'm going to say Mac is still going to play.
Yeah.
And you're going to go with Greer starting against the Giants next week.
You think Mac will start against the Giants in
do.
a week? Yeah, huh?
I do.
Okay, because it's a bye week. We don't know right now. Of course, you're not going to get any answers, but...
True, and I also think that maybe they won't start Mac because they should beat the They should beat the Giants with you.
With Danny DeVito. No, sorry, Tommy DeVito at quarterback. Don't call me Danny. Jess, I mean, not for nothing. I've been watching football since I was 10, so 42 years of football. Love the game, and I've seen every scenario. I've seen everything. I've never seen a quarterback get yanked on the last, That's like putting Mariano Rivera in to close a baseball game out. You were putting Zappy into what? Like you're down a run to bring you back?
And not fair to him.
I've never seen that.
And that's why I think Bill is diabolical.
Yeah.
You, first of all, mess up, and I think Mac was done anyway.
Yeah.
But he did in the last game, 2 minutes with the Bills. He came back.
That was
and
4 weeks ago.
Whatever.
I love you, but okay.
No.
I know.
That's the last time that he's gone in the end zone. So then you put poor Zappian, who hasn't touched the ball in who knows how long, for a 2-minute drill, and just be like, oh, go out. I don't like that on him either. You're screwing with Mac's head and you're screwing with Zappy's head because now he ended up getting an interception.
I understand.
So you're just screwing up your whole offense.
I make the correlation to baseball because I'm the baseball guy, and I say, a guy that's a perennial pinch hitter, he's a guy that comes off the bench. Know your role, be ready. I don't care if it's cold out, be ready to play. Be ready for that 1AB because that's what you're paid to do. I'm saying Zappy's paid to go in and just do his job and try to get them down the field. The fake spike, I don't know what that's all about, and he gave a vague answer because, like you said, nobody's allowed to speak. He said, I can't tell you what I'd like to say about it. I still don't know what that means, but
maybe you can use sign language.
I'm perplexed.
With one finger.
Wow.
Quick, do you want to mention, so Bill is going to be, what do you figure, out next year? What do you think is going to happen with Bill Belichick? A lot of people saying Chargers, perhaps. Yeah. I don't see him as a California guy. What do you think?
I see some kind of path that gets him back to the Giants, and I know they're not very good, but that's where he would fit. That's where he's an East Coast type of guy.
Right.
So I could see that, and of course, that's where he won his first 2 Super Bowls as a defensive coordinator under Bill Parcells. That could be where he could get those, those Shula wins up there. Brian Daboll, it's funny how the mighty fall quick. He was a coach of the year last year. Now they're at 2 wins. Yeah. They're muddling around with no quarterback. It's a long season for the Giants. So I do see Bill coaching again. If you're asking me, does he go somewhere else? Absolutely. I think, like I told you for the last couple of weeks, if he really put the team first, he'd walk away now.
Right.
That's what I would see. Let Mayo finish out the year, and like you said, clean the cupboard, take your sons with you, and just go.
Take your mullets.
You had a great run, but you're looking really, really bad out as it's ending.
And you think Robert Kraft would be the owner that would be known for getting rid of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick?
That's a tough one, but listen, Kraft's always going to have those 6 Super Bowls. He needs 2 hands for a Super Bowl, so he's still got 6. Can't take it away from him, whether it was Brady, whether it was Belichick. Now, is everybody going to be afraid that, because Brady went and won a Super Bowl right away with Tampa, that Bill's going to do the same thing? I don't think you can live like that. You can't be one. It's almost like saying, after a breakup, are you happy for the girl or the guy to move on and have happiness? Is that a rhetorical question? Because it depends on the girl. For me, I'm just telling you.
Wait, do you want to lay down on the couch?
Horizontal.
Do you need that? Well, not from what I heard. All right, so listen.
That's graphic.
Quick, before we get to our picks, do you want to talk about your last week? You were talking about C.J. Stroud, big win for Houston, which we were thinking that since he was going to win, the kid looks good.
Well, Jess, and he had a pick late in the game, but then he still drove them down. The kid's, he's got ice water in his veins, and I've been telling you for a couple of weeks. I said it last week on the show. Go to YouTube. Steve produced it. Book it for Rookie of the Year. I said, hold on a second. Couple of more wins on the resume. I didn't know they were going to beat Cincinnati. I didn't pick that one.
Right.
You liked them with the spread, though.
I did.
But you thought maybe since you would win the game. That's a huge loss for Burrow and the boys. But I'm looking at Stroud, and I said, a couple more wins. This guy's an MVP candidate as a rookie. And D'Amico Ryans is the first-year head coach who finally got a chance to coach. Good for him. They're 5-4 now. I'm looking at possible an MVP candidate as a rookie, and of course a rookie head coach as maybe coach of the year. It's a great story.
It is,
and it's good for the NFL. I think it's a great thing, and he's got limited weapons there. They're not loaded with talent. The kid Dalton Schultz came over from the Cowboys as a free agent. He leads them with 37 catches and 4 touchdowns. So they're not lighting up the scoreboard, but he's been his little security blanket. So a nice veteran that could help out.
And it's about time for Houston. Another team, unbelievable, screwed me out of $500.
Yeah, I felt bad about that one. Because I wasn't sure when you gave me the spread that night. It was like I was rooting and I saw 43.
I mean, I had Denver with the spread, but I had the Bills straight up, which I could have won. Well, long story short, I lost money. The Bills are a mess. Yeah. And then you said, if they lose another game, this is what's going to happen. And you are like Notre Dame.
No, I said McDermott's on notice. I said eventually you're going to see some heads roll. And of course, it's usually not the head coach right away. It's the offensive coordinator because, of course, the rumblings have been that Josh Allen has not been the same quarterback since Brian Daboll left. Ken Dorsey, former Miami Hurricanes quarterback in college, he's the offensive coordinator, or was. He got pink slipped. I hope he was renting because he got the gate on Tuesday morning. It was over there. So they're looking for a scapegoat there. Of course, that offense has not been good. And of course, before you know it, Diggs is going to start complaining. Or his brother said something about on Instagram or said, "Bro, got to get out of here." And Allen wasn't that good to my bro got here, and all that stuff. So it starts to go sideways, just like you saw with the Patriots and J.C. Jackson and Jack Jones. You see like little malcontent. You got to cut bait with those guys, but Diggs is talented.
Look at you on Instagram.
I'm all over it.
Yeah, you are. I'm proud of you.
Building the brand.
Yeah, you were. And then you were actually sending messages, which I was just like, I told him not to touch anything, but it was to Becky, so it was fine.
And you notice anybody that I hit the accept on the follow up, people that I know, you said be careful, so I'm always...
any girl that is showing too much boob, do not accept because she thinks keeping score is another show.
No, because I notice if it's still blue after a few days and you didn't hit it, then that means it's not literally. Yeah. But if you didn't hit it, then they're telling me don't hit. I know enough not to. But I've hit a few that I knew that were good to go.
I'm proud of you. Good for
Thank you. I'm working on it. You said you wanted to get the numbers up, and I think we are.
No, we definitely
Things
are.
Trending in the right direction.
I really think so. Keeping score with Jess and Dean on Instagram. That wraps up our first portion of football. Let's thank our sponsors, and let's look at Week 11. Want to thank our sponsor, Prout Mechanical, located in Providence. You can call them up at 401-487-4343. Even visit them online at prouthvac.com. That's prouthvac.com. They're a family-owned company. They have over 20 years of experience. They're a Mitsubishi Heating and Cooling Diamond Elite contractor. They have the heat pumps, the mini-split ductless systems, and if you're looking to heat up your home, the mini splits are the way to go. They're located in Providence and they service all of Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts. They offer services for residential and light commercial. So if you are looking at getting those heat pumps or mini split ductless systems, may I recommend Prout Mechanical in Providence. Their motto, quality and customer service is their top priority. Call them up 487-4343. Also want to thank Second Time Around Sports. I am wearing the merch that we got when we went to their Wakefield location. Absolutely love it. That was one of the best tees I have. And for those of you who love winter weather sports, Second Time Around Sports is ready for the ski and snowboarding season. They're fully stocked, but they're obviously not just fully stocked on ski and snowboarding. They also have everything you need for hockey, soccer, football, and always golf. By the way, their Wakefield location has a golf the simulator. That didn't. We won't bring that back up. Oh, wow. But you did great in the shooting room for hockey. Both shops carry, as I said, football, hockey, basketball, soccer, pickleball, and of course they have sneakers and apparel. And if you're looking at buying some new items, don't go anywhere else. Go to Second Time Around Sports, but you can visit them online to see what they have at everysportforless.com. That's everysportforless.com. Follow them on social media, the number 2X Around Sports. All right, let's get to our week. Week 11 in the NFL. Let's see how it's crazy.
Wow.
Let's see how we do this week. We can't talk about Thursday night because we are actually here on Thursday.
You're marrying someone.
I'm marrying. I got responsibilities.
Respect that.
So if
I'm
we're not knowing the results,
I'm going to interrupt you for the last time. At some point in our lifetime, you will not be marrying me. I'm just going to let you. You might marry a bunch of other couples.
Yeah.
It won't be me.
All right. Well, good. I don't have to write a whole script.
There's no shot. Okay.
We can do it on the radio. Dean, do you take so-and-so?
No, I don't.
Well, that's hurtful. That's just hurtful.
Oh, I take... No, not you.
Not to me. You're not going to marry me.
I'm not marrying anyone else.
All right.
Right, you're spoken for. No, I don't want to piss little Jess off.
Imagine if we just did that and be like, by the way.
By the way, Dean and I got married on here today.
You would do it for ratings.
How does that work? We get our numbers would definitely escalate.
I think they would, because it'd be like, what the hell is wrong with these people? All right, so
back to basics.
Let's just say something. Because we don't know the results, because it is Sunday, if you had to pick Cincy or Baltimore, not knowing what the results are, who would you have picked?
I told you last week, Burrow was the hot guy, and the team was looking good, and they lose that against Houston, which was a killer loss. They're 5-4. This is the do-or-die game for them. I love Burrow, but he is on the road. Lamar Jackson, after losing that game against Cleveland, looks like that sets up his bounce-back city. That's a coin flipper. They're both very good teams. I got a feeling that Cincinnati They may be on the outside looking in after they were my Super Bowl pick.
Yeah.
Baltimore at home. I'm going to pick Burrow one more time until I can officially eliminate him. I'd say since he gets that one.
We'll already know the results. All right, so let's start today's games, 1 o'clock. Here we go. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. As we know, Deshaun Watson is having shoulder surgery. He will not be playing. Cleveland giving Pittsburgh 1.
You know, the Watson factor doesn't really concern me that much. Obviously, you don't want to see anybody get hurt, but he hasn't been good since they got him. He hasn't had a 300-yard game yet. And the games they have been winning, Jess, it's been because of their defense, not because of their quarterback play. They have a great defense. That 1 week, I think they faltered against, I think it was against Houston, where they gave up 30.
Houston may just be good.
Well, maybe it was the Colts game. They won by a point, but it was like 38-37. But Jim Schwartz, one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. And, I mean, they beat San Francisco with P.J. Walker at quarterback. So far in the season, 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions. Not very good numbers, but they find ways to win games, and it's with that defense and that running game. Myles Garrett on defense, 11 sacks already on the season. I'm taking Cleveland at home. I just don't see enough offense with Pittsburgh.
Isn't Robinson the one that's going to be starting for Cleveland this week?
Well, I mean,
or Williamson?
Yeah, he's got 2 names. He's got like
or is it Robinson Williamson?
Yes, you're in the ballpark. Either way, I think they're going to win on their defense. Whichever guy, they may play them both.
All right, Chicago. Justin Fields is back today, taking on Detroit. Detroit giving them 9. Detroit obviously at home. I'm picking Detroit because I like them.
Yeah, and of course they pulled that road game out. I guess Soup Campbell went for it on 4th and 2 versus the Chargers. He's a bold head coach. I love Soup Campbell.
Yep, me too.
Jared Goff's having a nice year. 14, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, but they're not really lighting it up like through the aerial attack. It's that running game between David Montgomery and James and Swift's with Philly now. He was with Detroit.
Oh no,
that's okay. Jamar Gibbs, Montgomery and Gibbs, 976 yards combined, 11 touchdowns. So they're getting it done on the ground. They're pounding the football, and I think they're going to run right through the Chicago Bears. I love Detroit in this game.
Great. We have the Chargers at Green Bay. Green Bay getting 3. How do you feel about this game?
I feel like I put underneath it. I wrote Steve, so we're going to the bullpen on this one because I think Green Bay sucks whether Love plays well or not. The Chargers, I'm tired of picking any game they're in because they just burn me every time.
They really do.
I give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't like Staley, but this is a Steve type game.
Steve. Chargers for Steve. Yeah, all right, we can blame him if I lose $500. Here we go.
Finskys.
We got Vegas at Miami. Miami giving them 13.5.
All right. So far, Jess, I've said all year Miami 6-3, and with Buffalo faltering, they can take over this division right now and get a little bit of separation. They get a 2-game lead. I told you the interim coach wins a couple of games out of the gates. Antonio Pierce won his first 2 games. They come back to earth in this one, even though they're 5-5. Love Miami at home in this one. Pretty big, too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. New York Giants at Washington. Washington giving the Giants 9.5. I'm going Washington.
Yeah, I only pray that this game's not the Fox game at 1 o'clock. I hope it's not televised because
it's 1 o'clock on Fox.
Right. That would kill a Sunday. Oh, God. I think there's a Law and Order marathon on. But Tommy DeVito's not cut out to play NFL quarterback, and the Giants it's a bad situation there for Dable. Of course, Ron Rivera looks like he saved his job. This is a chance to get a win in the win column. I take Washington. All
right. Well, I feel as Tommy DeVito being an Italian, we should support our lasagna-loving friend, but I guess not. All right. He lives in his mom's basement. All right. We got the Cowboys at Carolina. Carolina getting 10.5. Obviously, Dallas is on a nice little run here, but they've been playing, crappy teams.
Yeah, and of course, Dallas wins this game on the road. Prescott has been playing well lately, but they've had some, easy competition. The good teams they haven't really been able to beat. Carolina, we're rooting for them because we're talking about the draft pick. If you're thinking about the Patriots, you like to see them get a couple of wins.
Not against Dallas.
Bryce Young, I just don't see it. Doesn't have the measurables, and I don't like him in this game at all.
All right, Tennessee at Jacksonville. Jacksonville giving them 7. I'm going with Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think you're a big Levis fan, and so am I, but not in this one. I think at Jacksonville, they bounce back after an awful performance versus San Francisco last week.
They have 3 points?
Yeah, they were due for a clunker, but it was at home in front of the home crowd. They get a chance in front of their home crowd again to bounce back. I like Jacksonville.
All right, got Arizona at Houston. Houston giving them 5. I'm going with Houston, although Kyler Murray, big game, didn't even know he tore his ACL because he was flying down the field.
This is another one. If he could result in Arizona, this is another one that's good for the Patriots. They were in that competition for worst record in the league. He's going to be good for at least 2 or 3 wins. You've seen one already where he ran it in for the game winner last week. I am going to take Houston in this game, but I like Arizona going down the stretch to win a few more games, just not in this one.
All right, Tampa Bay at San Francisco. San Francisco giving them 11.5. I think San Fran's going to be playing big
Yeah, and it shows when Purdy's got his weapons around, and of course he got left tackle Trent Williams back in this one. 3 touchdowns in this game, 296 yards passing. I love San Francisco, even though Christian McCaffrey's touchdown streak finally ended.
I really felt bad on that one.
Everybody was making more of that than it was. That's
but
a
you just
person
needed one in that game. They were totally.
No, it's team first. We're not worried about the individual statistics.
Though?
No.
Anyway, all right. We got the Jets at the Bills. The Bills giving them 7. I don't know. I would probably go. I'm going with Buffalo, but I would take the Jets with the spread.
Yeah, Jets, look like their defense can keep them in games and cover spreads. But, of course, you saw Zach Wilson throw an awful pick late in the game last week. That was a winnable game against the Raiders. They could have got that one. And it looks like every time the game is on the line, I just think of him. When I see him, I think of Shane Falco in the replacements. It's like he wilts when the pressure comes. It's the Sugar Bowl all over again.
You can say the same for Matt.
I'm going to take Buffalo despite Ken Dorsey. The aforementioned Ken Dorsey got fired on Tuesday, so they will have an interim offensive coordinator. Maybe McDermott calls plays. Who knows?
We got Seattle at the Rams. What's his name's coming back? Stafford.
Yeah, the Rams are like the Chargers to me, the 2 LA teams. I can't get a read on either one of them. I don't trust either one of them. Geno Smith in Seattle on the road with Walker running the ball. I'm taking Seattle on the road, even if it's a little risky. I like the Seahawks and Smith. All
right, we got Minnesota at Denver. Denver giving Minnesota 2.5. I mean, Denver looked good the other night. However, I think the Bills just look especially bad.
Yeah,
I'm still sticking with Minnesota. I
Listen,
like them.
They're hot, and I think one of the greatest stories in the league this year is Joshua Dobbs, who's been on 3 teams, as I said last week, in like 3 months. And of course, they showed footage of him going to the home facility in Minnesota, and he had to have security tell him where the locker room was. He didn't know where to go.
Aww.
And then he goes out and wins another game. I mean, it's just this. You can't make this stuff up.
Right.
But I am going to go with Denver because I think they're on a little bit of a roll. So you and I can agree to disagree on that one. Russell's not lighting up the scoreboard, but he's not making a lot of mistakes. And that was a great win. It cost my partner 5 beans, but sorry. But I like Denver in this one.
All right, and then tomorrow night's game, Philly at Kansas City. This could be a Super Bowl matchup. Kansas City at home giving them 2.5.
Yeah, I don't have much reason other than Patrick Mahomes to pick Kansas City. The playmakers on that team, I mean, they were talking about how we don't have Juju Smith-Schuster anymore. I'd be doing cartwheels over that one, but I guess the guys that have come in really haven't done much of a job. So it is a little bit limited on how Mahomes is going to navigate his way down the field and get points. But I think that their defense will keep him in the game, and a lot of people love Philly in this one. I think Hurts has got a little bit of a bone bruise. I'm going to take KC at home in a close one.
All right, very good. And now we have our new feature of the week. It's Godson's Games of the Week. These are 5 picks that he has against the spread. Here's what he's going with. Here we go.
Let's go! Football! Godson's Games of the Week.
All right, so I told him to pick 5, and this is what he's saying if you want to do a parlay, because he is the one that knows what he's doing. He says go with Jacksonville, -7. He says go with Green Bay, +3. He's going with the Rams, +1. He's going with San Fran, -11.5. And he's going with the Eagles getting 2.5 at Kansas City.
Oh, so he's parlaying the 5. He's going. These are his games.
Well, I say make it as a parlay. That's how I'm going to do it, because why not? Put $5 on it, you win 125.
All right.
But those are those 5.
I like some of what he's doing here. I look at some of these teams, and I've always learned the lesson. I was never a gambler, but I've been around gambling. You never bet bad teams. So I'm looking at Green Bay. That's a bad team. I'm just saying there's one team in there right there that puts a little monkey wrench into it. But if he believes in the Packers and the Cheeseheads at the frozen tundra, then all the power to him. I just want to say one thing. We'll circle back to it.
Yeah.
I usually tell you my pick of the week. It is the Denver game that I just told you.
Oh,
that Minnesota game. That's my pick of the week, and I'm 4-1 so far. So I have a propensity to pick games with the spread better than the games without the spread. So I can't rationalize that. But I like this new segment. I like the music behind it. Nice little bed there.
Yeah, we got good job. Speaking of nice little beds, we have a new one. No, I'm not going there. I'm talking about a music bed here.
Oh, it was the couch the other night.
You better watch yourself. Let's thank our sponsor, PJ's Pub. You know, a lot of people come together at PJ's Pub. You meet a lot of friends at PJ's Pub in Cranston. We love everybody there.
Evidently.
I mean, listen, we got, the crew.
Yeah.
Angie, Tiffany, HB, Heather.
Best.
We got Patrick.
Little Malo, who took me to a Friar game.
That was
my
nice
boy.
of him.
Yeah.
We got, of course, Aunt. Wait, I'm forgetting someone behind. Mindy.
Yeah.
And so obviously we love our crew at PJ's Pub in Cranston, reminding you that today if you go to PJ's you get $2 drafts, which is huge. But tomorrow if you want to head there, this is the time to go. You know why? They have their late night happy hour Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. in-house only, obviously. Get those $10 domestic beer pitchers, 2 for $10 Tito's and cocktails, $10 wing baskets, $10 margarita pitchers, $10 seltzer buckets. The kitchen's open late. We were there last week. I brought 20 people to PJ's, and we were ordering food left and right. And guess what? We didn't leave until after. Tiffany said, "You guys got to go." It was after 1 a.m.
Being told to go.
Yeah, we were a little bit. We had DJ Midnight. He was there. PJ's Pub in Cranston. By the way, if you're hosting a party or if you want to get something catered, they're the place to go. PJ's Pub. We love them. And now we are going to move along to basketball.
I mean, they're not scared of you. It's a rivalry. They play physical. Is either the type of games you enjoy coaching to see how you're going to respond?
Yes.
It seems like the Knicks aren't afraid of you guys.
No, it's the best.
I mean, what do you take from a game like this where they punched and you guys punched last, you put them away, but it just seemed like you guys come away with some bruises here, but it seems like a satisfying win.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in any fight you're going to have bruises. I heard a great analogy, Gary. If you get into a fight and you don't have any bruises, that's called bullying. And if you get into a fight and you have some, then it's a real fight. And so I enjoy those. I love games like this because, like you said, it's going to reveal who we are, what we've been doing, and where we need to get better. And I thought our guys showed great humility and understanding that we didn't play our best and we were only down 1. And so, like, there's a sense of gratitude there where it's like you know who you are as a team because you're not playing as well as you can be and you're only down 1. You got to be thankful for that because it could be a lot worse. And I thought our guys just stuck with it with the right mindset.
All right, he's a little better this week. I'm not going to pick on Coach Missoula, but I like that he's just like adding what he reads and taking the opportunity to really use the platform for good reading.
Yeah.
But I will say on Wednesday night's game, Celtics didn't have 2 starters. Porzingis hurt the knee. Jaylen Brown, I think he just wanted the day off. But they still come up with a win against the 76ers. What do you want to talk about with that?
Well, I'm really happy about the way that the team, stepped up. And, of course, the bench has been a little thin. But, of course, Hauser and Horford go into the starting lineup. Average Al, 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 blocks. 4 big threes. Mm-hmm. He stepped up in this game. JT down the stretch, big, 29. But it was Derek White in the fourth quarter. 14 points in the fourth quarter, 27 for the game. But the biggest story here is the fact that their defense, the way with Holiday and White in that backcourt, they neutralized Tyrese Maxey, who had dropped 50 earlier in the week. Mm-hmm. That kid can score. I told you he's legit, like Maxey, okay? Yeah. But they held Embiid and Maxey to 40, 20 apiece. That's a season low for both of those guys. So it was the Celtic defense. They instituted their will, and the Celtics get a big road win after losing to Philly. Both teams came into that game at 8-2. And, of course, Nick Nurse, one of the best coaches in the league at Philly, tough loss for the 76ers, but the Celtics, I think, sent a little bit of a message there that you know what, we lost a couple of starters here, but we got enough here to get it done.
I think Horford likes starting. I think he likes being in that position. I don't think he likes coming off the bench, and I think that's why he did so well. And Hauser needed to step up. Who I'm a little disappointed with is the Pritchard scores and then doesn't score for 4 games, and then he kind of scores a little bit for that money. Like let's
looks like he busts out every 3 or 4 games. He's not consistent. Yeah, and you'd like to get 6 or 7 out of him every game. At least something off the bench. Of course, Luke Cornett, 9 points and 6 rebounds. He did his job.
Yeah, he did.
The 7'2" center. He looks a little soft, but he's a big guy. He can protect the rim. Mm-hmm. So it was a good win for the Celtics, and definitely something that was their 4th straight win. I think after a couple of losses, they're back on the right track.
And they're top of the East, right?
Yeah, so they're at the top of the East. I know Lillard led the Bucks to a big win. Giannis, I think, was out in this game, but Lillard got it done. So, of course, the Bucks have been kind of middling, but Philadelphia looks like they're going to be there. And Embiid had a little bit of a tough night, but Philly's going to be there. They got the coach, and I think they're so much better without Harden, who, by the way, since he's been with the Clippers, 5 straight losses since he's been playing.
That's what they get.
Total poison.
Did he shave?
Wait till no, he did not.
Well, maybe. See, that's what happens. Like he's gained weight, so you keep the beard to hide the double chin. That's just something that a feature that guys don't understand how lucky they are to have that.
Right? No,
I can't be growing a beard left and right.
That's aggressive, right
Who's
there.
Who's at the door that you keep looking at?
I don't know. It's hard when you see it out of the corner of your eye. It's distracting, but I can't control.
Well, I mean, tell people the light is on.
I can't control the traffic. I know. Before you tell me we have to blast through because we have so much more to do. I'm tired of Draymond Green in Golden State. You got a 5-game suspension.
What was that choking that guy out.
They're trying to give him credit for going to the battle, to the aid of one of his teammates. I don't want to hear it, okay?
A little much.
He had his hands around Gobert's neck. Now, I know Gobert had the problem with his teammate last year, so there's been some friction between those two guys. He's called him out a few times after the thing with Jordan Poole last year. I'm tired of Draymond Green now. And you know what I like, Jess?
Get into wrestling.
Joe Dumas, who played for the Bad Boys in the 80s. Those were bad.
Yes.
But he's a class act. He coached the Pistons, and he also was in the front office. Now he works for the association.
He used to wear the shorts.
Yes. He's admitted right out that, like, you know what? It's a 5-game suspension because of your history. Meaning, like, enough's enough now. They're tired of Draymond Green, and I'm tired of Draymond Green. I've seen enough now. Stop it.
He almost is. I feel like he does this stuff on purpose so people talk about him. He does have a podcast, and who doesn't at this point?
Yeah.
But there's something about him trying to be a personality for something else. I know there's just more than him playing for the Warriors.
And Jess, one more move. A roster move was made by the Indiana Pacers. Daniel Tice, who I was talking maybe could reunite with the Celtics. He had 2 stints with them. Celtics need a little help up front. He was bought out by the Pacers, was getting DNPs for Rick Carlisle. He did sign with the aforementioned Clippers with James Harden. He is going to go play for the Los Angeles Clippers. He got bought out. He gets a prorated $2.1 million deal for the rest of the year. But he had 7.9 still coming off his deal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you want to add before we get to it?
I covered it, partner.
All right. Nice job. Our sponsor, Prout Mechanical, located in Providence. You can call them up at 401-487-4343. Even visit them online at ProutHVAC.com. That's ProutHVAC.com. They're a family-owned company. They have over 20 years of experience. They're a Mitsubishi Heating and Cooling Diamond Elite contractor. They have the heat pumps, the mini-split ductless systems, and if you're looking to heat up your home, the mini splits are the way to go. They're located in Providence and they service all of Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts. They offer services for residential and light commercial. So if you are looking at getting those heat pumps or mini split ductless systems, may I recommend Prout Mechanical in Providence. Their motto, quality and customer service is their top priority. Call them up 487-4343. We also want to thank Second Time Around Sports. You can visit them at everysportforless.com. They have only new items on their website, so they're not going to sell you anything used. But if you want to go in the store, which, by the way, when I go in that store, I can't even tell what's new and what's used. Everything looks so good.
So, organized.
Yeah, and it's so
it's like
clean.
my closet at home.
Seriously, it's like who's wearing these used things because they look like they're brand new. Both shops carry football, hockey, basketball, soccer, pickleball, and there's a huge golf section. Sneakers and apparel. They restring baseball gloves, lacrosse heads, sharpened skates, which we got to witness that. Kind of cool seeing all the sparks. And they regrip golf clubs.
Say that 10 times.
Regrip golf clubs. Nope, not going to happen. Wakefield has a golf simulator and shooting room for hockey. And of course, winter weather is upon us. If you love to ski and snowboard, they have goggles, boots, gloves, ski poles, snowboards, and skis. God, we're going to give them their money back. I just packed that whole thing up. All right, let's go to hockey.
He allows you to have a lot of success as a team because he's a difference maker, right? He makes people around him better. As good a goal scorer he is, he's as equal a passer. And, the way he competes, as a leader on our team and our most skilled player, it shows everybody that you have to work to have success.
Keeping you on your toes, I went to hockey instead of going to baseball, but that's all right. We'll do hot stove after this.
You said hockey. You said you were going to hockey.
I know, but we usually go to baseball.
Yeah, but I'm ready for it. Listen, you got to make it up on the fly. You got to improvise sometimes, and I have to be right there to have your back.
Well, that's why I appreciate you, partner.
Got right in front of me, ready to go.
Here's the thing. Yeah. Hockey, the Bruins looking just as good. This is like a duplicate of last year. I'm feeling good about it, but now I have reservations because we looked this good last year, and as you know, you can play an 8th seed and then lose in the first round.
Absolutely, but you can't say, well, because of last year, the way it went down, then we want to go out and lose games.
No, of course not.
But Montgomery obviously has the blueprint here, and he's mixed and matches with some of the guys that didn't come back. They didn't bring Bertuzzi back. They traded Taylor Hall. There were a lot of moves made. Berge and Krejci retired, but you move on. You go with what you have, and there's been some nice little pieces that have been added to this roster. And, of course, they lead the NHL with 26 points, 12-1 on the season after a win on, I think it was Tuesday night versus Buffalo, 5-1 5-1. It was their 10th straight win over the Sabres. Pasternak has been lighting it up. Of course, as Montgomery mentioned, 11 goals, 13 assists, 24 points. He's taken his game to another level.
Mm-hmm.
The goalies have been terrific. Swayman hasn't lost yet. He's 6-0, and Allmark's 6-1. So, I mean, it's been right. It's nice. The one little concern, if I want to be nitpicky, Jess, is Jake DeBrusk, who had a breakout year last year. He's only got 1 goal and 4 assists in 14 games. So they got to get him going because he's an important part. They're going to need him if they're going to have a good season and do some nice things in the playoffs.
Who was the one that was suspended?
Charlie McAvoy.
Okay, and he's back now.
He's back now. He's got 9 assists.
Does he have a better attitude?
I think so. I think he's got a little remorse for what he did. He said all the right things. He's trying to, of course, he's going to say, I'm not a dirty player. What's he going to say? I'm dirty?
Right, of course.
But,
That's like Mac Jones saying he hasn't lost all hope. He still believes in himself. Yeah, you do.
And Jess, right away, just to go around the league real quick, one other team that I wanted to mention is the Las Vegas Knights. I don't think they have the Stanley Cup hangover because they started out like they were 11-0 to start the season.
Wow.
So they're 12-3 right now, right behind the Bruins. But they're
that's our
out
friend.
west. Yeah, Dave Gosha. So
maybe we can get him back.
He's having a good time out there.
Maybe he's home for the holidays.
Gosha was solid.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Solid.
Yeah.
And that's my NHL. That's our NHL wrap up.
Fantastic. Let's go to baseball. Now, obviously, I don't have a clip, but as you told me, this is called Hot Stove.
It is.
Should I make a sounder like Godson? Should I make a hot stove sounder?
That's up to you. You're the genius behind the scenes. You make all that work.
Oh, how long does Hot Stove last?
Until the season starts, right around until spring training. Because when you're talking hot stove, it's hot stove meaning like it's it's cold out, so you get in front of the stove and you in front of the
I didn't
fire,
even know what that meant.
and you kind of you're hoping for some trades, and you see all these. It's you got the winter meetings, the GM meetings, and you wonder what obviously it's all about in the off season. It's all about Ohtani. Where's he going to go?
Oh yes.
And of course, Jeff Passan from ESPN is reporting that the interest from the Red Sox is real. And of course, you got the Dodgers and the Texas Dodgers and Rangers are in there too. So obviously, it's just a matter of where does he want to play. And of course, you have the Japanese contingent. You got a lot of guys in Boston now that can sway him that way. And I've even heard a rumor that former Red Sox closer Koji Uehara, who was the closer in 2013, they're thinking of bringing him in possibly as a translator. They fired the translator they had.
What? How do you fire a translator? What, is he giving you attitude? You're just saying what he's saying.
But they're trying to say Uehara has a little hook to Ohtani, so there's a lot of moving parts here. Stay tuned for that.
How sad for that other guy.
Yeah. But I'm gonna give a
You could be a good translator.
That's aggressive right there. I'm gonna give a shout out to one of our loyal listeners, Steve DeMeo, one of my good friends who actually just sent a text to me. He's a big hot stove guy, and if you want to go on, this is not Shohei Ohtani talk here, but the Red Sox are looking to improve their infield depth, and they're looking at Cincinnati utility man Jonathan India. So they're looking at him to bring him in. He was a high draft pick a few years ago. They think maybe he can help out at second base. That looks like a gaping hole over there. Last year you had Arroyo and the kid Rodriguez Hernandez they brought up. They had a couple of guys that really didn't pan out. So that's an open spot with Story back at shortstop. So you're looking for this next Red Sox team to be put together, and Craig Breslow is going to be the guy to do it.
I have a question. Why wouldn't Ohtani want to go to the Rangers since they just won?
Yeah, I always thought of that too. Like, do you want to go to a team that just won, or do you want to go to a team that is looking to win?
Like, you be the name. You're the reason why.
Right. So if he goes to the Dodgers, they're like on the cusp. That's a good spot to go.
Yeah.
You go to Boston, they need a lot of help, but maybe if he's there 5 years, 5-year deal, they could win in those 5 years because they could get it done. And don't forget, he won't be pitching next year. He'll just be hitting. So, so that's just keep an eye on that as the weeks go on. The whole Ohtani thing. But I do want to say a couple of awards went out really quick. By the way,
Cy Young.
Yeah. And first, I want to say that the Mets hired Carlos Mendoza. They took him away from the Yankees. He was in their minor league system and a bench coach for years, but he's the next coach of the New York Mets. And MLB owners approved that the Oakland Athletics are going to move to Vegas, so they're heading for Vegas also.
Really?
Yeah,
that's exciting. I wonder what their logo is going to look like.
It won't be till 2028. And of course, there's nobody going to the games there, and they have to be out of the stadium after 24. So they're going to be sort of like Roman for a few years in between there. They don't really have a place to play, so it's going to be interesting.
They're all away games.
That stadium won't be ready till 2028, so it's not even going to happen right away. But we'll see how that all plays out. Yeah,
because they don't care if they play or not because they suck so bad.
Oh, that's terrible. Jess, you mentioned the Cy Young Award. Of course, it went to Yankees. Started Garrett Cole, and I know he's had troubles in the postseason, but he is a terrific pitcher. 15-4 with a 2.63 ERA. First Yankee pitcher to win the Cy Young since, of course, Roger Clemens in 2001.
Roger Clemens won it with the Yankees?
Yeah, he won 7 in his career. So, of course, he won a couple with Boston, a couple with Toronto. couple with the Yankees and one with Houston, or
It was
two
those
with Houston.
big legs.
There was a few other things that were okay. I can't do that. All right.
Hey, he played for you too.
And in the he wasn't doing it when he was with Boston.
Oh,
He did
okay.
it when he went to
Well, yeah,
Toronto.
that's true. You can
okay?
tell. You can
All
tell.
Moving on. National League Cy Young goes to 31-year-old Blake Snell, left-handed pitcher from the San Diego Padres, 14-9 with a 2.25 ERA. He's the 7th pitcher to win a Cy Young in both leagues. He won it with Tampa Bay in 2018. So Snell, it's a good time to win the Cy Young when you're a pending free agent. He will be a free agent on the market, and a lot of teams are going to be looking at Blake Snell, left-handed pitcher.
Snell
throws hard, even though he did walk 99 guys. It's the most walks to win a Cy Young. But those are your Cy Young Award winners.
Very good. And if we are done with Hot Stove and Cy Young winners in baseball, maybe we can thank the gentleman.
Sure.
Did you happen to hang out there recently?
I did.
Yeah, how was that?
I had a nice time. I didn't smoke a cigar that night.
No, you were just
because
just
I was looking at the big picture, and I just felt like it. Anyways.
Anyway, so the Gentlemen Sip, Smoke, Socialize, East Street in Cranston. They're a great place to host private events. And by the way, with the holidays coming up, why don't you book yours? You can hang after work, hold a business meeting. TheGentlemanCigar.com if you need to find out more. Now, on Thanksgiving Eve, they're going to be open early. So that's next Wednesday. They're going to be open from 2 to 11, which, I mean, obviously, that is also called Drinksgiving. So that would be a great place to pop on by. And if you can't do it then, well, then on November 24th, they have the Italian wine pop-up from 4 to 6. That would be right up our alley.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to work on Friday.
Oh, wow.
That's the 24th.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, next Friday. That's Black Friday. The Italian wine pop-up. Jess will like that. And by the way, they'll have new wines on the menu. And Gentlemen open on Sundays at 1 for football, of course. And a new project coming up for the Gentlemen and PJ's Pub. There's a new cocktail lounge on the way. It's called the Social House, and we'll be telling you more about that soon in the upcoming months. But let's talk a little, I don't know, let's go around the league. Let's talk maybe some PC action?
I like it.
You went to the game, then you had tickets to a game, but you couldn't make it because something came up, and then you
That's aggressive.
And I actually have a little clip if you would like to hear.
Back to Garway,
no,
looks
not
inside,
of you.
and finds on the wing Floyd. Back out to Carter, who gets an open look at 3.
Boom! Offensive rebound, very patient out there, moving the ball in themselves, and get an open look. Carter knocks it down.
Hepburn, top of the key, Wall, open look at 3. Short, long rebound down for Hopkins. Hopkins pushes up the right side into the forecourt. Pierre launches another 3. Oh, no!
Jaden Pierre can shoot the rock, yeah. Nice move right there.
Jaden's hit 3 trays here in the first half. Pierre comes off a high screen, goes down the lane, lays it up. Score!
Oh, Jaden Pierre putting on a show.
Looking a little like Magic Johnson out there, the way he's shooting it and dishing it.
Little finger roll right there,
wow.
Knocking down threes as well.
This was all Providence tonight at the Amp. A 72-59 final over the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah, you didn't go to that game, but the Badgers got beaten up.
I think it's safe to say John Rook's excited about the Kim English era.
Seriously.
No,
I had to lower the volume.
I mean, I was excited.
Yeah. Yes,
for
you
many
were.
reasons, but okay. But no, and this was a little bit of a surprise to me that PC laid the wood to Wisconsin. They're a good team every year. Top 30 in the country. They're 27 in my Lindy's preseason magazine.
Really?
Yeah, so Wisconsin's a perennial power in the Big Ten. They go at it with Michigan, Michigan State, Indiana. They play the heavyweights all year. This is a great win for Providence. They improved to 3-0, even though right now they are in the middle of a tournament in the Bahamas as we speak.
Well, that's nice.
But of course, Devin Carter with 21. Bryce Hopkins hasn't had that breakout game yet, but he added 16. And I loved it, the spare parts, the aforementioned Jaden Pierre we heard in the clip. 13 points to go along with 13 from Josh Oduro, the transfer from George Mason, who I love. 6'9", 235. He's thick and big.
Mm-hmm.
I love this team.
You said he was going to be good against Connecticut, right?
I said we need him for those when you start facing the heavyweights, because the Big East is going to be brutal this year. It's going to be fun. And not to throw digs at this point, but Ed Cooley has lost 2 games already at Georgetown.
Oh.
He lost to Rutgers out of the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
He lost to Rutgers, but he did lose to Holy Cross last week. A bad loss there.
Holy Cross.
But it's going to be a great year in the Big East, and I'm excited about the Friars. And I think Kim English has this team going in the right direction. Love the freshman Gawe Dwal. Love what they're doing right there. They're not the deepest team, but they're going to be fun to watch.
I think Kim English is the type of guy that actually has that locker room. He has a team that believes in him. He's on the court with them. He's playing with them, and he just seems like a solid guy.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for
and
what's
I'll tell you who
happening
else
at
he's
PC.
got. He's got the fan base, and
Yeah.
obviously,
Oh, my God.
let's not forget that Ed Cooley built the culture. I mean,
He did.
he's gone now, but he built that culture. He established it. Now it's
And
Kim.
he left it.
It's Kim English's job to keep it going and not to go. There's no reason for it to bottom out. You keep it rolling. You keep the recruits coming in, and I'll tell you that atmosphere. You're going to be able to bring a lot of kids to Providence. It's going to be fun.
No, it looks like an awesome time. Yeah, I got to get to one of those games.
And I wanted to mention this the last couple of weeks, but if you don't know the name Cooper Flagg, I don't know if Steve's ever heard of him. I know you probably haven't, but this kid's like already like a YouTube star. If you just YouTube his name, he's the number one player in the class of 2024. He's going to Duke. I'm sure our friend Droops, who's bought some swag.
Yes,
Droops is sort of a PC/Duke guy. He always loved those like the JJ Redicks, the Billy McCaffreys, the Bobby Hurleys over the years.
Bobby
Hurley. He probably likes the Grayson Allens of the world too. Yeah, he's one
I'm
of those,
taking his sweatshirt
I
back.
know, Droops, but no, 6'8", he's the number one player. This kid already just is saying he's the next great thing. He's going to be a one and done. He will be the number one pick in the 25 NBA draft, if barring injury or anything. Cooper Flagg is the next guy. But
Cooper Flagg, that's actually a name that
he has
sounds
committed
like
to the Dukies. He decided against Kansas and Duke beat Kansas and UConn out for him. So 6'8" forward, he can shoot it. He can do it all. He's at a prep school in Maine right now, and I think he's from Maine. Also. Yeah.
That's where I am technically right now.
You look good. Considering.
All right, so we got our final. Wow, 6 minutes. This is good for us. Oh wait, no, we got to do birthdays. I'm all over the place today. Son of a gun. Hold on. All right, what do we got for Sunday, November 19th?
Yeah, so of course, one of the great catches of all time, Brooklyn Dodgers, Roy Campanella, was born in 1921. One of the great catches. He was a three-time MVP, World Series winner in 1955, eight-time All-Star. Jesse was one of the, and of course, played for those Branch Rickey teams when Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier. He came in the next year. Great catcher until, unfortunately, a car accident ended his career. He was paralyzed. He never walked again.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, he was actually, you see the name Campanella, he was actually African American and Italian. So Campanella, the Italian name.
So it has nothing to do with Campanella's on Oakland Ave in Cranston.
No, you're not getting the number 2 calzone on wheat.
Right.
No, but it's a good play. I love that calzone,
yeah,
by the
it
way,
is good.
without onions.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
All right, Ahmad Rashad is 74.
Oh, I love him. He's less in the sports game, though.
Because, of course, his Muslim, religion that he converted, his real name is Bobby Moore. Okay, he was an NFL receiver for mostly with the Minnesota Vikings, 4-time Pro Bowler. He had 495, almost 500 receptions for his career and 44 touchdowns. And he went on to have a great career as an analyst doing all sports.
I know.
And I remember him for 16 years hosting NBA Inside Stuff. That was the show I loved him doing.
That was good.
He did football. He was a sideline reporter. And, of course, married to Felicia Rashad, who was, of course, Mrs. Huxtable, right?
I know, that poor thing.
Oh, that's a lot right
I don't
there.
know. I can only imagine what she had to go through.
And I got a couple on the entertainment side. Of course, still a broadcast. You go Larry King, one of the most legendary TV show hosts, CNN. He passed away in 2021.
He was married a lot.
Yeah, he was busy.
And I'm sure if he was still alive, he'd probably ask me to.
Yeah, you could marry him.
Yeah, he probably would.
Well, yeah, you're not marrying me, so I don't mean literally, but all right. Meg Ryan is 62.
I love Meg Ryan.
All right, whatever. Sleepless in
her
Seattle.
Face is not the same, but
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. How about Jodie Foster is 61?
Oh God, she is good. Silence of the Lambs, that's one of the best.
That's one of the great movies because people say that I have not seen. I don't know why.
Steve,
Hannibal Lecter and I love Anthony Hopkins.
It was good. You should watch that. You know how you
Steve should be worried about Bronx Tale, not worried about
Did you watch it yet?
About Silence of the Lambs. That's lame, Steve. Just letting you know, late innings here on Keeping Score.
Take his check.
That's lame. Steve, get on that. All right? I was going to give you Goodfellas, but you got to watch one before you get the other.
Yeah, you got to get the other.
And I got one fashion designer. Don't laugh at me. Calvin Klein is 81.
I'm wearing Calvin Klein right now.
I mentioned him because I only wear like maybe 3 or 4 brands.
Yep.
And Calvin Klein is one of my brands that I swear by. I was going to go that same route, but you don't need to. All right. Anyways, those are my birthdays for November 19th.
Very nice. I like that. Was a good balance of pretty much everything.
Not bad,
Good job. Wow, we have 3 minutes left. What the hell are we going to talk about? We should say that next week, because it is Thanksgiving week, we will not be on YouTube. Steve decided to take some days off.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
So we're going to just have our show, but we will not be on YouTube next Sunday. Let's see, merch, if you want it, we have to order it by Tuesday the 21st. So either get on Venmo or Vimo, as the Greek assassin says it, DM us, and then we'll try and get your orders in before the holidays, because we just want you to have your swag, because it's cold. So if you want to wear your hoodie or your crew neck.
Yeah, I just hope that, and of course, you've been great doing the show. Obviously, we're coming up on a year now with the show, over a year on Pro FM. But I mean, I just hope you're not stressed out with all the stuff with the merch, because it feels stressful. I couldn't do it.
Oh, know.
I mean, I have no problem when you tell me, like, you know what, hit someone up when you go to PJ's, fine. But, like, if I had to do it, this thing would not be
Well,
successful.
if I had to find sponsors, I couldn't do it, and that's what you do, and that's why we have a good balance.
I just was hoping someone would just, like, look at you and just sponsor us. I just see, like, oh, the girl Pro FM, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I want her, yeah. I'm like,
and be like, why? On Pro FM? No, on 790 The Score.
that was like in the movie Field of Dreams when the little girl said, don't worry, you build it, they'll come.
Yeah.
People won't even know why they'll just drive up and they'll put $20 down and they'll come watch the game.
I won't even give them a.
So.
If someone pulls up their car and they give me a 20, I'm gonna be a little suspicious. Oh, by the way, I met Rocky. So I gave him, he was our winner.
Yeah.
And I gave him the Keeping Score sweatshirt, and I met his dog Tank.
Oh, wow. Meeting
Pug.
dogs now.
Yeah, really cute, and he was a good guy. He also went to Cranston West. So we chatted about
Rocky
that.
loves the show, and Rocky's always been good to me. Him and his wife come in Antonio's a lot, and over the years he's always given me like little treats. And I mean, I can't get real specific on what those treats are.
What was her name?
Oh, that's a lot right there at the buzzer. But Rocky's always been very generous, and he loves the show. He loves our dynamic, and of course Billy Asher was the other winner.
Yes.
And everybody, I've seen already footage of him wearing the swag.
I know,
so,
I missed it. He
yeah.
needs. I messaged
the picture
him.
of him
I'm
and
like,
Angie wearing this.
I need him to send that to me again.
But I just want to let you
missed
know
it.
I'm at the buzzer here. I'm still working hard for the cause to get those sales in by, would you say, the 21st next
by Tuesday,
next
just so
Tuesday.
they can have them for
It doesn't mean
before
going
Christmas.
forward down the road, people can still order. The store's always
of course,
open.
but like let's
for
do
now.
a bulk order.
Yeah.
The holiday bulk order is
Yeah.
what we're looking for.
Don't forget my swag too at some point.
No,
on
I know
the, on
that's
the
already
redo.
dropped up. It's
Okay.
already been that's all taken.
Because today's a nice day. I would have probably shot that
I
up, but that's
know.
okay.
I'm sorry.
This is new, so
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
saying.
very nice.
And I went new with the.
I know cranberry for you.
Well, because
Cranberry Pomps.
I never got to rent them during the vacation, so I'm kind of bitter about that. I can still go, but if I didn't get there in 11 days, when am I going to go? So I've been kind of pecking away at Dick's buying new stuff.
Wait a minute, you rent the what?
No, I never got to rent them to go shopping.
Rent them? I thought you said rent your pants. I'm like, what are you supposed to rent your pants?
All right, how much time we got?
We're done. We're done. This is Keeping Score with Jess and Dean, the Dream. You can follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, and we're on 790 The Score Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. and follow us wherever you find your podcasts.
Have a good week.
All right, bye.